Well, welcome back, my friends. This is Jay, and welcome back to Summer School for Stitching 2024. Okay, so I hope you have enjoyed or still working on the first project. It's a beautiful color, just a simple chart just to kind of get us started. But tonight is special, 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 because the stitch tonight that I'm going to present is one that most knitters either want to know, should know, or going to really try to learn. It is a vintage stitch, and the name is Bellflower. So this is Jay's Bellflower Vintage Lace Stitch that I'm going to share with you. And of course, I'm sharing it in the chart form because the written form is just too much to do. And I'm going to show you how to do the chart and work from it. And I think you'll be just fine. It's very interesting. It's intricate. You're going to learn something new at every row. But all you have to do is just take it steady and slow and enjoy the process. So, as you can see, Summer School for Stitching, you know what I'm doing. We start with a chart. So this chart that you see here, now I'm going to move Bird. Hey, Bird. It's a little hot tonight, so I hope Bird don't fall out like he did the other, like he did recently. Okay, so, but we start with the chart and all that the chart represents and the symbols, which we're going to go over. You know, the first thing I like to do is show you how to prepare the chart. The chart, once we work the chart, there's a little night bug. Okay, then it produces this beautiful lace stitch. Can you see the bellflowers hanging down? Can you see them? Those are the beautiful vintage bellflowers that hang down. I remember seeing this stitch years ago in old magazines, you know, the kind used to come, or remember back in the day, well, no, you probably don't, but some of you do remember when patterns would come in the newspaper. Remember when we'd get patterns in the newspaper? Of course, they were written patterns. I don't know if charts was in there too, I don't know. But I remember looking at this, and at that time I couldn't knit. I could not, you know, it was a little over my head. Oh, but after I walk you through it tonight, you will love this stitch. Like I say, it's an old vintage stitch. So there is the number one. As I said, we have the chart. We start with the chart here, and then we will, well, it's down here. I'm going to give you a good screenshot of it. I've just got it pushed back. But the chart, then that leads us into the swatch. And then we have a project. Now let me see if what I have to do to move this project over so you can see it. It is a beautiful, I'm going to move this back. Bring this over. Kind of lean it up against like that. Oh, that's pretty. It is a beautiful little handbag. Just right for the summer. Just a simple little bag. You know, it's not for every day, and it's for those special moments or occasions that you might have in the summer. Maybe a wedding, you know, maybe a baby shower, anything. Something special at church. So this is the vintage bellflower little bamboo handle purse. Now I'm going to let you look at it real good, and then we'll get ready to do the chart. But I just wanted to lay it all here as I open up this episode of Summer School for Stitching to share with you this beautiful. I hope you love it as much as I do. So let me get things set up, and I'll be right back. All right, so now here's FYI information that you need to get started. Of course, I'm going to use my general number 4 weight yarn, number 3 or number 4 weight, whatever that means to you. All right, it can be store-bought, hand-dyed, hand-spun, whatever you have that will fit. I suggest a US number 8 needle or a US number 9. I'm just giving you that, but I know other people in other countries have different needles, but at least something that will fit your yarn. Okay, number 8 for us, or a number 9. Of course, I will be using my standard number 9. All right, now let's go over our working formula for this Bellflower vintage lace. The chart, which I will share with you in coming up, has 19 stitches. The chart is 19 stitches, and that I recharted to make it a nice panel. So I simply draw my line at the bottom to represent my working formula. On each side, I decided 4 stitches for a border. So right here for this little sample that we're going to work, the swatch, a border stands for, a B stands for border, a border on a 4 on this side and a border of 4 on this side, and only one repeat of the lace. So we're not just one repeat to make a nice center panel. That's 19 stitches, so I bring that down here, and if I add all the numbers across, it tells me to cast on 27 stitches. Really easy. Now, we normally would knit 2 rows, but I don't want you to knit 2 rows like that, because I need this bottom edge to be a lot simpler. So once you cast on your 27 stitches, I need you to knit across the first row, purl back, except for your borders. You've got borders on each side. Then knit across again, and then do the borders, and then purl back and in with the border. Now you should be on the right side when I come back, so that we can, first we're going to, look at our chart, set it up, and then we will be ready to start on row 1 of the chart. Now how easy is that? Take a good look at that for your own information. There's a working formula, and then I will make sure, or in the pictures up front when the video came on, I tried to make sure you got good screenshot of the chart. All right, let me bring the chart closer and we'll get started. All right, so here is our chart. Big difference from the first chart, right? Okay, well, it's just still symbols, and all the symbols the ones you don't know, they're very simple. I have them down on the bottom, and I will go over each one. All right, let's talk. First of all, there are 19 stitches across from these black lines across here represents the chart. Okay, I didn't put like the highlight for a repeat because we don't have to go back and repeat. We just do this. It'll go real fast once you start. We'll do row 1, then row 2, all the wrong sides, or just purl back. Remember, as you learn charts, the designer, the book, the key, the abbreviations will tell you that a blank box or square on a chart on the front side, these are the front rows, front side rows here. That means to knit. On the wrong side, they will tell you, otherwise it's just simply purl back. So see, 2 things already taken care of, real easy. Again, very simple things. At the end of each row, you're going to see some numbers. These are the numbers that you should have. How many stitches at the end of the row? Well, you said we had 19. Yes, we start at 19, but you're going to notice that the numbers will change as we go up the chart, because this chart has so many. Remember, yarn overs are increases. All these other symbols represents decreases. The problem is for this stitch is that all the increases and decreases are not equal on each row. You may have so many increases on one row, but then you won't get the decreases until you get up to another row. But it all works out because it gives you this beautiful stitch. So the easiest thing to do when you have an unequal border, or where the rows change, the stitch count changes because of the increases and decreases, then it's always good, and hopefully the designer or the chart will give you how many stitches, the stitch count at the end of each row. So you have that. Now, simple stitches, the circles are yarn overs. Anything leaning to the right, we're just going to knit 2 together. But now we have some that lean to the right with some little legs on them. Okay? This means knit 3 together. Instead of knitting 2 together, when one leans to the right, that's knit 2 together. Now here's the way they write up, knit 3 together. They have these little legs. And you can see it when you do your screenshot. Alright, because I don't want to move the chart. I got it going here. Alright, and then there's one place where we need to knit 4 together. Okay, so knit 2 together, knit 3 together, then knit 4 together. They simply put that symbol leaning to the right and stuck a 4 up under it. So I would know to knit 4 together. Easy. And it just goes all the way up. Mainly on this side, we're knitting to the right. Knit 2 together or whatever, leaning to the right. Alright, then let's, as we work our way across, something very interesting about this chart. You've heard, a lot of you have worked really intricate lace charts. Now I'm talking to my seasoned knitters, the ones who do lace work. You know, a lot of times to make a chart come out nice and simple and give it a nice clean format, they will put in stitches, but then they will tell you to ignore them. They call it a no stitch. And it was hard when I was learning from the knit shop about no stitch. I can't, well, there it is. No, it's no stitch. What it does, it unifies the chart so that we can have this nice clean layout of it. So let's go up to row 3 of the chart. We recognize the yarn over. We know everything leans to the right is knit 2 together, except right here, knit 3 together. The key is down here on the bottom. I wrote the key just so that you don't have to try to hunt for it. It's be right on the bottom, okay? And then there's another yarn over, and then I've got 2 blue. 1, 2. See that? 2 up here, anywhere I've got blue. That simply means I yarn over, don't pay attention to the blue, and just get right over here, knit 1, yarn over, and keep on going across the row. At the end of this row, I will have 17 stitches. I'm 2 less than what I had on row 1. Row 1 is the first row, and we had 19. So I went ahead and put 17 over here, so in case you had a mistake, you know that you were only supposed to have 17. Because the first thing you're going to go is, gee, I don't have 19 stitches. No, you're only supposed to have 17. And we're just moving up now. I'll stop when I get to something that I need to share with you. Row 5 was the one where we had the knit 4 together. And so there's a knit 4 together, and then there's a yarn over, and then there's the 2 blue boxes, which we just don't pay attention to. Yarn over, skip right over, and knit 1, 2, 3. Yarn over, knit 2. Then anything leaning to the left, we are going to do our regular slip, slip, knit. Just slip, slip, knit, and continue across. It tells you how many stitches you have at the end of the row. Now let's go on up so we can get into, because this is really very simple, if you just take it row by row. Let's jump up here to, let's go all the way up to row 11 where there's something. Alright, so we're up, pretending that we are up to row 11 and we're working across everything we understand. Then we get here to yarn over, knit 1. Of course, there's the blue again. It tells you, I will yarn over, knit 1. Now just skip over those 2 blue. Don't pay any attention. Then do a yarn over. Now this symbol that leans to the left with the little legs underneath, go down to the key, down here at the bottom. I put the key. It says you need to S1 or slip 1, then knit 2 stitches together, then reach back and pass the one you slip over and off. So slip 1, knit 2 together, pass the slip stitch off. Right here, leaning to the left. And look, I have 2 right together. You do it once, then you turn around and do it again. You'll see how it flows once we start knitting, and you'll be like, oh, okay. All right, then we'll just move on up to 13. That's the only other place we have blue. I just want to take care of this. So we're going along, knitting everything. Oh, I got it, Jay. Yarn over. Here's knit 3, my 3 friends. 1, 2, 3. I see 2 blue boxes. Skip right over them and go ahead and yarn over. Now, it says there's a symbol leaning to the left with a little 4. When it was down here leaning to the right, we knit 4 together. But up here, where it leans to the left, we're going to slip 1. It's down here in the key. Slip 1, knit 3 stitches together, then reach back and pass the one you slip over and off. It's right here. A line leaning to the left, a little 4 underneath. Slip 1, knit 3 together, reach back and pass the slip stitch over. Yarn over and continue across. Everything else we have done on all of our other charts. And at the end of row 15, once we do the pattern, you'll have 19 stitches. And of course, when you purl back for row 16, you'll have 19 stitches. You'll be just ready to go back down and work row 1. And you simply start the whole process over. But this time, the second time around, or when you get ready to start row 1, you'll have this in no time. All right, just take a look at that. It's very simple, nothing that that should worry you, and we're going to start to knit. So I suggest you get some practice yarn, get the needle of your choice, a size number 8 or number 9, and the appropriate yarn that you would like to, and use a light color. You know, don't use anything dark. You don't want to try to be searching for these stitches with dark yarn. All right, cast on your 27 stitches, knit and purl back, knit, purl back, and I will see you. Wait for me there. We'll be ready for row 1. All right, my friends, I hope you have your practice yarn. I hope you have your needles. You cast on your stitches. We are working or ready to work row 1. Row 1 of this beautiful bellflower, I'm going to say vintage bellflower stitch. It's an icon, and it's a stitch I think you will love being able to knit anytime you want to. All right, I've gone over everything. We've gone prepare the chart, so nothing to do but just start working. It's going to be just straight on knitting. I won't even knit the wrong size. I'm just only going to concentrate to the right side rows going straight up, and that will be it for part 1. So, of course, we have Everyone Everywhere. We had a 4-stitch border. That's just to keep everything nice and neat on the edges. So when you get there, you knit your 4-stitch border. You already knit those extra rows, and you're on the right side. You're going to put a marker. I'm using a little white marker, so I'll remember that's the border, which I'll knit on every row, each border. Now on row 1, let's go. It starts out with knit 2, because there's 2 blank spots, yarn over, then knit 2 stitches together, yarn over. Now knit 2 stitches together and do it 3 times. 1, 2, 3. So knit 2. Make sure you have that yarn over. Now knit together. That one, 1. Knit 2 together. That's 2. And knit 2 together to make 3. All right. Now knit 2 stitches. 1, 2, yarn over. Then I have 3 stitches. I call them my 3 friends because I've learned to look for them in all my charts when I work. 1, 2, 3. So there they are. 1, 2, 3. So I'm going to knit my next 3 stitches. 1, 2, and 3. Yarn over. Now leaning to the left. A slip, slip, knit, reach back. Just take the needle and reach back. You already know how to do it. Knit that, yarn over, and in row 1 with knit 2. There are the 2 stitches. So I simply knit 1, 2, put a marker to represent the border on this end, and knit the next 4 stitches just like this. And guess what? You have just worked row 1 as we go up. Of course, I have a long piece because I've been working so that I can be ahead. So now, since we've already established, on the wrong side of this pattern, just purl back. So you'll purl back, and I will meet you at row 3 on the right side. Be careful now on the wrong side. You get to going, and sometimes you will drop some yarn overs. This thing is full of yarn overs in all different places. So take your time on the purl row. And remember, you can always count your stitches to make sure you didn't drop anything. Whatever the pattern row stitch count, then the wrong side you'll have that same number. It only changes as it goes up, back and forth. Alright? Take care. Back in just a minute. We'll be ready for row 3. Alright? You see how quick it goes? Because we're just doing it. It's like a panel, just one repeat. So we are at row 3. Row 3, take a look at it before you get started. Remember, I put the key down here for anything that's leaning to the right, and that's knit 3 together right there. Alright, so let's go ahead and start row 3. Everyone, everywhere. Get me some yarn here. Make sure I'm kind of running out of yarn, but I think I can make it. Alright, we knit our 4-stitch border. Alright, slide the marker. I have on a little marker there. Separation. Alright, now knit 2. 1, 2, yarn over. Then there's one single. So I'm going to knit 2 stitches together. It leans to the right, so I just simply knit 2 stitches together, just like that. Okay, then this symbol with the 3 legs, it means knit 3 stitches together. So 1, 2, 3, I knit. Take your time and get under there. Knit 3 stitches together. Now pull them down in place. Then I have to do it again. 1, 2, 3. Reach under. Try to get them all. Just take your time. It'll be a little tight down on the beginning rows, but it will loosen up, believe me. There you go. Pull it in place. Alright, now let's continue. Yarn over. Alright, there's 2 blue squares. Skip over them. Go to the next. You have a yarn over. Skip right on over and go to this next stitch. So that's a knit 1. And notice where that knit 1 will fall. It's going to fall in a strange place, but you will remember. Just take a look. There's the knit 1 right there, kind of in the center. Knit 1. Or a little off the center. Then the yarn over. Okay. Then you knit 2 stitches. 1, 2. Now, leaning to the left, I'm going to slip, slip, knit, yarn over. Now slip, slip, knit again. Just a regular slip, slip, knit. And then a second yarn over. And I should have 2 stitches left for row 3. 1, 2. So you go ahead and knit those 2. Slide the marker and knit your 4 borders. Stitches. Just like that. Won't see much. You won't see much yet. But you're going to be so thrilled once it starts to once the pattern starts to pop out. We've just finished row 3. Alright. Then purl back. You can count your stitches. You should have 17 for row 3. Let's just count. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 17. Jolly on the spot. Alright. Work the wrong side and I will be back at row 5. Alright, we are up and we are ready to work row 5, the right side of this beautiful bellflower stitch. Vintage. So, again, I've got to do my little board. I could have that ready, but it's so quick, I'll just work with you. There's my border, 4 stitches. I slide the marker. Alright, row 5 reads, knit 2, 1, 2, yarn over. Stop. There's the first symbol leaning to the right with a little 4 underneath. Down here in the key, it says simply knit 4 stitches together. So you go to the next 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's going to be it'll take a little bit of work to kind of get up under, but make sure you slide up under all 4 and check it before you just kind of check and see if you have all 4. I do. So now I'm going to knit all 4 of those stitches together, pull them down. You have to pull them back in order, or so it lines up. Okay, then the next thing after that is a yarn over. Then I have the 2 blue blocks, so I'm going to skip over to my 3 friends. 1, 2, 3. Just skip over and knit. You'll see them. 1, 2, 3, how they line up. And I knit 1, 2, and 3. Next thing is a yarn over, knit 2, 1, 2. This is row 5. Give me some yarn. After I knit 2, then my stitches that leans to the left, so I'm going to slip, slip, knit. Just reach back and knit. Now I've got some splitty yarn. I think it's just hot and humid. It's very. So that's 1, then yarn over, and now do it again. See? Slip, slip, knit, yarn over, and then I should end with 2 stitches, knit 2. So there they are, and I'll knit those 2. Slide the marker, and there are my last 4 border stitches, so I knit on every row. Okay, you have just worked row 5. Okay. Now, well, let's go ahead and, of course, work the wrong side, and I will see you back at row 7. You can count your stitches if you want to, but we came out right, so I'm sure you have the right number. Remember, the numbers on this side simply tells you what the end stitch count is, just to help you stay on track. All right, I'm going to move my marker up to row 7. I will see you back in just a moment. All right, how are you doing so far? Since we don't have repeats, we're repeating, we're just doing like a panel. So it's just 1 unit. So it goes really fast. And you think, man, Jay, that's so fast, I'm already done. Okay, we are ready. All right, stay with it though. Now stay calm and knit on. Don't get all excited, all right? Don't want no mistakes. Okay, so knit my 4 stitch border that we knit on every row. All right, keep calm and knit on. We'll celebrate when we get to the last row. All right, I slide my marker. We are at row 7. Row 7 reads, knit 2, yarn over. All right, a regular knit 2 stitches together. It leans to the right, so I just knit 2, put a needle under 2 stitches, knit 2 together, yarn over again, knit 1. See how that knit 1 falls? Knit 1, then yarn over again, knit 2 this time. We're right here, 1, 2. So after that yarn over, I have knit 1 and knit 2. Now the symbol leaning to the left. Plain, simple symbol. So I'm going to slip, slip, and reach back and knit. Just like that. All right. We're on row 7. Then there's a yarn over. Okay. Then knit 2. 1, 2. All right, guess what? There's another slip, slip, knit, slip, slip, knit. Then a yarn over, then another slip, slip, reach back and knit. The last yarn over on row 7, and I should have 2 stitches at the end. 1, 2. 1, 2, slide the marker and knit your border. And just for curiosity's sake, if you look at the end of the row, it says 19. So let's see, we built back up from 17 stitches on the previous. Now we should have 19. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, and 1 right there is 19. Good to go. All right, work the wrong side. I will come back and we will work row 9 together. I'll move my little pointer up. Take your time. Don't rush on the wrong side and lose yarn overs. All right, I'm back and I hope you caught up. We are on the right side of our little bellflower stitch swatch. We're at row 9 because since we only have this one repeat, it goes quite fast. So I'm over, I did my border, I slide the marker, row 9 reads, knit 2, yarn over, then there's a knit 2 together, yarn over, then knit 3, 1, 2, and 3. We have a yarn over right here. Then there's a knit 2, 1, 2. Now I'm over where I have 3 symbols leaning to the left. 1, 2, 3. And I'm going to slip, slip, knit. 1, then do it again. Slip, slip, knit. Oh, I can't see. I forgot my glasses over there. Okay, and one more, because there's 3 in a row. 1, so slip, slip, reach back and knit it. And now, to finish off the row, we yarn over, 1 more slip, slip, knit. This is row 9. 1 last yarn over right here on the end. And now, we just have those 2 stitches we knit at the end. Knit 2, slide the marker, and I have finished my little 4-stitch border. And of course, once you start working this, and I'm not talking and I'm trying to look and talk and remember everything, you will get a great rhythm. This little stitch has a nice rhythm with all the little funny things you have to remember. It just comes, you'll just remember. But it has a good rhythm. All right, so that was row 9. All right, Purl, do the wrong side. I will see you on row 11. Let's go put my marker up. I'll see you back at row 11 on the right side. Careful of your yarn overs. That's all you got to do. Take your time on the wrong side. Row 11 reads, knit 2, 1, 2, okay, yarn over. Now there's knit 2 stitches together, then another yarn over, knit the next 2 stitches together. Okay. If you need to stop and check, go back and read your stitches. Row 11, knit 2, yarn over, knit 2 stitches together, yarn over, knit 2 stitches together. I'm right there, so the next thing to do is to knit 2. Sometimes you just have to check your own self. So knit 2, another yarn over, then knit 1 right before the blue box. Now the blue boxes again tells me to just forget those and skip right on over. And I go from knit 1 over to yarn over. So I yarn over. Now I'm up to this stitch leaning, these symbols leaning to the left, down in the key with the 3 little legs. It simply means slip 1, now knit 2 stitches together, reach back and pass the one you slip over and off. And you have to do it again. So you slip 1, knit 2 stitches together, get up under there, there you go, knit 2 together, now stop, before you go on, reach back and pass the one you slipped over and off, okay? Then I have just a regular slip, slip, knit, 1, just slip 2, so I slip 2 stitches, reach back and knit them. Then a yarn over, and I will end row 11 with, just like I started, with 2 stitches. I knit 1, 2. Now I slide my marker, and guess what? I just knit my border. Just like that. And there is, so far, we have finished row 11. Row 12 is the wrong side. I'll see you back at row 13. Whew, we're making progress. Back at 13, I'll move my marker up. All right, I'm back. I was laughing at myself when I played back the video. After I do each little section, I play it back and look. Okay, I was so tired. I was all awful. Okay, you were, but you understand what I was saying. If you got lost, you can always go back to where your yarn overs, and you know how many. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's 8 yarn overs. So you can always count and go 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, I've completed 4 yarn overs. So that means I must be on the next row right here for the next yarn over. I'm telling you, we work hard for the money. Oh, Lord of mercy. Okay, I'm just throwing in stuff. I think I'm gonna blame it on the heat, and I'm delirious. I'm delirious. 1, 2, 3, and 4. All right, and I slide the marker for row 13. Let's read. It says knit 2, yarn over, knit 2 stitches together, yarn over, knit 2 stitches together. I'm on row 13. After I do the last knit 2 stitches together, I'm right here. So I'm going to knit 2, 1, 2. Then there's a yarn over. Then there's my 3 friends. 1, 2, 3. I just knit my 3 friends. There's 1, 2, 3. Then I have 2 blue boxes, so I simply skip over them and do a yarn. I skip over and go right to this yarn over. Yarn over. Now I'm up to the symbol finally. I'm up to the symbol that leans to the left, that puts kind of a, this is the stitch that will put a little top to the flower. I'll show you once we do it. But down here in the key, it says simply just slip 1 stitch, because it's leaning to the left, so we slip. Then we're going to knit 3 stitches. Get your needle up under 3. We're going to knit 3 stitches. Make sure it's under 3. Then stop. Put it down. Now reach back and take this one you slipped over and off. Then right here, right after that, you have a yarn over, and you end the row with a knit 2. And of course, slide the marker, and look. We can knit those 4 stitches. Those 4 border stitches. Now, we have to go on up to the next row, but as you can see, there's that stitch where we have the lean to the left, and it contains 4 stitches. 1 you slip, and then you knit 3 together, and then pass the slip stitch over. See the flower there, how it goes up, and then it comes to this nice little top. All right, so now you have to do row 14, which is the wrong side. I will see you at the last pattern row, which is 15. Oh my word. Back in just a minute. All right, so now we are up to row 15, the last pattern row. So everything is going great. I hope it's going great for you. I can't tell you how happy I am to get this stitch on video and have it as part of my catalog, because it's just such a beautiful, it's an heirloom. It's vintage. And it's just beautiful. Okay, so once I get up to finish my board, I slide the marker. Row 15 of our bellflower pattern reads, of chart, reads knit 2, 1, 2, yarn over, now knit 2 stitches together, yarn over, knit 2 stitches together again, now knit 2, 1, 2, then there's a yarn over, then the next symbol I see, it leans to the left right here, see that one? So that's a regular slip, slip, knit, just nothing special about it. Then I have knit 2, 1, 2, yarn over, knit 1, there's that place for knit 1, yarn over again. Alright, I'm at the last slip, slip, knit, so there it is right there on row 15. So I slip, slip, I slip, slip, knit, oh my gosh, then I yarn over, and I only have the 2 stitches left, so I knit 2, slide the marker, and of course knit my border, just like that. Of course, now when you turn the work, you have to finish and purl back for row 16. Let's see if we end it with 19 stitches. See right there on the right there, it said we should end with 19 stitches. 2, 4, 6. Oops, sometimes the stitches get crossed. 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, and 1 is 19. Sometimes when you're counting and you have a lot of yarn overs all in a row like that, you see how that I would have missed that if I hadn't have seen where this yarn over was crossing over. Sometimes they'll cross a stitch and it'll look like 1 stitch and you'll go, oh my gosh, you'll spend hours looking for that 1 stitch when it's just crossed over. So I saw it ahead of time that it just kind of, it's just the nature of knitting, people. That's just the way it is. Especially when you have a long row of yarn overs. Like we had in the lemon drop. You had to be real careful that they didn't cross over or flip on the other side of the marker. Alright, so that's it. All I have to do is do the wrong side. I'm going to come back and just kind of fill in with some last minute details on and give you some homework. So, take a look at your first bellflower stitch right there. You're down at the bottom, of course. Alright, I'll be back shortly to end part 1, but give you some homework and some real important information. Alright, we have made it, or you have made it to the end of part 1, the chart of this beautiful bellflower vintage lace stitch. Okay, so real quick, if you are new but you want to give this stitch a try, and maybe you don't need a purse or whatever, you can continue to just work and learn and repeat the chart over and over and over to the length you want to have a beautiful lace stitch scarf. You can just go all the way up and you can continue in the pattern, or you can go up to the very back of the neck, make it long from your waist up to maybe the back of your neck, and then you can just go right into garter stitch, where you just knit across every row, just back and forth, knit, back, knit, knit, knit every row until you, and for the same length so that they match. And then I'll come back at the end and show you how to end it and put on some fringe. How easy is that for those who may just want to do a scarf and say, you know what, I'm happy, I'm enjoying this stitch and I'll just do that. There's that. Now, for my seasoned knitters, okay, what I want you to do, if you want the purse, here's a little purse that we're going to make. It is a nice little summer purse. It's just a casual little purse. It's not something you would carry all the time. But what you need to do is, I need you to knit the chart, the bellflower stitch, at least 8 repeats, 8 times total. If you get lost, you can always look at the top of row 13 where we put the top of the bellflower. Remember when we slipped 1, knit 3 stitches together, and reached back and slipped it over, and it put the top like a little finish right there. You can count those. So here, for instance, I can count 1. See, and there it is again right there. 2. Can you see it? 3. So you can count in case you kind of lose track of how many times you've gone, but you need at least 8 repeats of this chart, because this is the center section. I'm going to turn it now. This is the center. How about we turn it that way? See this center section here? This is the center section of this little bag. You gotta love how to make bags like this. It's just so pretty. See the center? And then all we have to do once we connect, we'll sew the ends together, and then we'll pick up stitches for the bottom, and we'll pick up stitches for the top. Now, like I said, what you need to do is repeat this chart 8 times, finish row 16, that wrong side row, and just stop and wait for me there. And then when I come back for part 2 of this tutorial, I'll pick it up there and we'll end it. I'll show you how to end how you get the ends so they kind of look alike, and then we will do a little sewing and picking up stitches. What do you think of that? I hope you are enjoying this. I hope this is going to be a stitch that you're going to enjoy using, and I may even have something a little extra. I just thought it's such a pretty stitch. You know, sometimes I just like to go overboard. But be ready and stay tuned for part 2 of this beautiful bellflower vintage lace stitch. Happy knitting. See you back shortly.